Hello, welcome back to the channel. So today I've got two cases in for the iPhone 16 Pro, my white iPhone 16 Pro white titanium. They're two cases from Pitaka. We've got the tactile woven case for the iPhone 16 Pro and the military grade protective case for the iPhone 16 Pro. Now with my iPhone 15 Pro Max for the last year, I used to have this sunrise version of the case for this from this tactile woven series. I think it was called MagSafe 4 or something like that last year. This year decided to go for the moonrise color in blue, which I think they look absolutely fantastic. I'll get into opening them in a sec. So one is a really slim, thin, super thin case. That's the tactile woven. And then you've got the military grade protective case, which I think used to be called the Pro case last year. So yeah, let's get into these two and see what they're like. So I'm going to put the military grade over to the side for a moment. Start with the tactile woven case. Really easy open, nice packaging from Pitaka. So woven from aerospace grade aramid fiber, etc, etc. You can read that stuff on their website. Inside you get the case itself with a little bit of cardboard there to protect it. You also get some stickers which are there to help with the fit, which honestly I don't think these sticker things should really be there. It feels like a bit of a cop-out to say that, you know, if your case comes warped, just use this. That's a bit of a cop-out in my eyes. You should be manufacturing the case, not warped. But anyway, let's my thoughts on that aside, let's take this cardboard off. Going around the case, you've got this nice woven texture. There's a lot of texture here. You can hear that there. So it does provide quite a bit of grip. You've got a silver camera ring which matches the sides of the iPhone 16 Pro quite nicely. It's very nice silver. Well, if you've got the white titanium anyway. Some Pitaka branding there, which is actually quite loud when you think about it, because the rest of the case is blue and that's in bright white. Going around the bottom, this is, I think, an improvement on last year's version where you had fully open section at the bottom. Now they've covered up the speakers and you've just got the section for the USB cable exposed. On the side, very similar to last year, big cutout for your volume and your action button. Do you use the action button? I'm trying to get it into my workflow, but I really just don't think I ever use it very much. Silver camera ring, as I said. On this side, you've got a cutout for the power button and a cutout for the camera control button. Now, obviously, this is a very, very slim, thin case. Pretty hard to get on camera just how thin it is, but it's very, very thin. It's quite stiff, which is good, quite rigid. And obviously, MagSafe on the inside, decent strong magnets on this one as well. So quite a nice case overall. We'll come back to fitting it onto the phone in a sec, and a couple of things a couple of reservations I have about this case, but we'll come back to that in a couple of minutes. Onto the military grade protective case, let's get this one out. So again, similar opening, the same, says that it's made from strong light aerospace grade aramid fiber integrated into shock absorbing TPU. Now it's military grade protective. I'm not so sure about that. Anyway, let's get this out. No stickers to account for a warped case in here, just the case itself and the bit of cardboard there. So let's drop that back into here. Get this out of the way for now. So this one, again, very similar look, well, almost identical look, but this one is extremely smooth, very smooth, to the point where it's actually quite slippery. No texture here like there was on the other, but on this one it's a fully enclosed case all the way around. So you've got protection all on the sides where the buttons are. You've got nice metal blued buttons to match. You've got blue button here, and you've got a cutout for the camera control. Still a button. On the bottom as well, it's fully enclosed with TPU. You've got that aramid fiber that goes up to around here, and then you've got that TPU bumper which lines the inside, and a soft felt lining. On the inside of here, it's just that aramid fiber with a bit of a grippy texture to it. This has got soft, I think they call it actually leather lining. I'm not sure if this is really leather. It feels like Feels like a soft sort of suede-y type thing maybe. This time there's a blue camera ring to match the blue buttons. So those are the two together there. In terms of depth, it's going to be difficult to show you this, but it's marginally, the protective case is marginally thicker in depth, and obviously has slightly thicker sides to account for the TPU bumper. On the inside, not really much going on. There's no like air pockets or air bubbles or anything like that to protect your case when you drop it. So back to the tactile woven case, I think it's called. Yep, back to the tactile woven case. Now, my big concern with this one is it's very thin, and this section here, I feel like it's going to snap in time. So putting this into the case, I tend to put it in this way so as to not bend that. And it does really feel like you're going to break it. So it clips in nicely, very, very tight, secure fit. Going around the phone, you've got camera control, power button. There's a bit more space around the camera control, I think, just to account for the fact that you need to swipe around there. And then the opening there for your volume and action button. And then an opening there, large opening, which means, you know, any size USB-C cable, you're probably going to have no problem. Probably even a Thunderbolt cable is probably going to have no problem getting in there. You've got slightly raised bits on the corners here, but I've got a tempered glass screen protector on here. You probably would have a tiny bit of lip if there weren't a tempered glass screen protector, but this just slides around on the glass. The case is not touching the ground. So if you are a kind of person that puts your phone down all the time and doesn't want your screen protector to just get scratched up heavily, this case is probably not for you. You can see the blue ring going around. Again, very nice fitting. It's got good grip because of the woven texture, but I do worry every time I take this case off and put my phone back in it. I feel like part of it is going to crack, and I think online I have seen people mention that bits chip off. So my reservations on this, unfortunately, I'm not too keen. I love the look of it. I think it looks fantastic. I think this silver ring and the silverness of your phone there, that works really, really well. So yeah, I think it looks really well, really good, works very nicely. But I do think it's going to break, and obviously it's a very thin case, so if you're the kind of person that drops your phone, I don't think it's going to last very well in here, so I wouldn't recommend it for that. But if you want one of the thinnest cases available and you kind of don't ever take your phone out of the case, then you don't really have a worry about breaking it. Yeah, it's good in that respect. I do change my case on my phone fairly often because I'm reviewing a bunch of them, so I worry this is going to crack. The last year's version, obviously no camera control button along the side here, so less points of failure, I guess. I think they need to think about how to do this a little bit better. Probably works a bit better on the Pro Max, where this section here is probably, a bit bigger and probably less prone to breaking, but I don't think that's going to last very well. Moving on. I'll get this off. Moving on to the military grade protective case. Now, just going around here, very easy to snap this in. One thing you'll notice straight away for this case is there's very, very little to no screen lip. For a military grade protective case, yes, I've got a tempered glass screen protector on there, but I would expect the lips to be a bit higher, and actually it doesn't feel like the case fits in here properly. I don't think they've actually made this case deep enough, because even around here, around the camera control, it's not centered at all. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but the camera control is not centered at all, which lends me to believe they've actually just not judged the proportions of this case very well. Another thing also around the camera control, this is very, very loose, loosey-goosey, as someone might say. That, I think, is going to snap in time. And also, it's extremely slippery. It's a very slippery case. Compared to the tactile woven version, the tactile woven version is far grippier. This is extremely slick. I mean, it's slipped out of my pocket wearing tracksuit bottoms, or tracksuit pants, jogging bottoms, whatever you want to call them, wherever you are in the world, and it's fallen out of my pocket. Thankfully, onto carpet, I don't think this is going to survive a big drop. They call this drop proof. I don't buy it. This for me is a hard pass and a big failure, to be honest. Their previous MagEasy Pro case, I haven't got one here now, but I used to have one for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It had more lip, it felt a bit more substantial. Obviously you didn't have this problem around the camera control. You've also got that saggy piece around here. Yeah, this one for me is not a recommendation at all. And that's a shame, because I think both cases look beautiful. This one, the tactile woven, if you're not taking it off often and you just want a really slim case, it's great, go for it. £60, quite expensive. Is it worth £60? That's up to you, I guess. For me, probably feels like it should be more like £30 to £40 at the most. This one at £80, it's a hard pass. I don't think your phone's going to survive a substantial drop in this. I also think you're going to be dropping it more often because it's extremely slick. There's no texture here like this. This almost feels like a sticker rather than actual aramid fiber. It probably is aramid fiber, right? I'm not saying it's not, but it feels like a sticker, and it feels like a very slippery sticker as well. So yeah, my thoughts on these two Pitaka cases. Not sold on the military grade one. This one is nice, as long as you're not planning to take it off very often, because I think it's going to snap and crack quite easily. MagSafe strength wise, this one, let me bring my good solid connection, picks up the whole base, and even this one here picks up the base as well. So yeah, both solid connection, nice and strong. Neither have fallen off in the car, so nothing to worry about in that respect. Pitaka does have some good magnets. Overall, do I recommend either of these? Probably not. Probably not, in all honesty. So that's it for me. If you like the video, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.